Good morning to all of you, ministers, heads of departments, and, vice president, president, and ladies and gentlemen. My topic is something different, but more related to the previous presenter. Starting like this, I think we all know that accounting have a little challenges in future. The stakeholders, they are looking different thing from us, not like 10 years back. They are not looking financial statement. Financial statement is little bit so cold today, and I think we are very familiar. You all accountants, I am also accountant, and we know that how important financial statement, but stakeholders, they never think about that is important. They important something else. That's what I want to emphasize to you. Now starting with the ESG. Before defining ESG and what is E and SNG, in 1990s, you all know that we had more health issues in the society and the organizations pay more attention, especially health and safety issues. Then 1999, the sustainability. That's another issue. Everybody talking about sustainability is what? Doing business without damaging the environment and take care of your employees. Are you doing a business without damaging the environment? That's a question mark today for everywhere in the world. From United States to whole world. North and for all, we are facing that issue. This is kind of an inside in and outside in issue. Why I say like that, this is a two-way process. So once you produce the product, sometimes you damage the environment in the different way. Even the society, they also damage the environment, that is also coming to you for your organization. That is what I say is in and out, both we have that issue. Now, the whole world is going to a circular economy. It's not more than that linear economy. Linear economy means produce, consume, dump. That's what in our age most of the time we did. Produce, consume, dump. But circular economy, produce, consume, recycle. That is the issue, that is the innovation part from the organization level, what we are expecting today. Now, go to the move into the evolution of ESG. CSR is still, the companies prefer CSR rather than ESG. I think here all of them you are working in the organizations, the big people in the accounting field. We spend more money for CSR because CSR, you have a certain reputation, certain marketing aspect, right? You can get, promotion part also you can connect it to that. Then you all prefer CSR. That is the nature in the surveys and researchers say. But in CSR have a little bit, the organization itself or story rather than to move into the ESG. ESG is a non-financial information system. What do you mean non-financial information system? It's nothing connected to the accounting system. Accounting system, accounting information system predetermined. You know how information start, how you are going to end in, how you are going to prepare the financial statement. Everything is a flow is there. But ESG, you don't have such a flow. That is a question mark what we want to address today. If you are not going to address this one today, someone in future undertake, like which the IT people undertake or most of the tasks, same thing can happen in the field of accounting. As a professor, the researcher, I just make question mark to you. ESG, lot of non-financial information. Say your sea level is up and down. There are some information, there are some databases, raining, flooding, all climate changes. There are places, not you, not us. Somebody else maintaining a database. No data, no AI. AI is a machine system. It's a machine learning. That's creating a patterns. For that you need a data. But in accountants like us, we have more in accounting data. Are we staying in the accounting data further? Or are we moving from accounting data to the non-accounting, non-financial information further and capture both together in your organization context remaining to you? You are the future leaders, you have to think about that. Now we'll see ESG. It's a holistic concept related to the competitive advantage. I'll come to that part, and risk and reward management. After the balance scorecard created by the Professor Kaplan, the next good model is the ESG. Next one is the ESG. I know in the future another one is coming. Then what is the ESG? A business framework. It's not a model. Balance scorecard is a model. This is a framework. Framework you can adjust it according to your organization. No, the specification not concerned. That is the framework. Framework that is predicted on the interrelationship or intersection of the environmental concern, social relationship, and the governance issues. I think the previous speaker explained his organization how he is adopting and explaining ESG in very well. That's a case study. I'm not going to add anything to that, but I'm talking about the more in the literature point of view because I am a professor. We'll see. This is ESG. This is environment. How does the company manage its ecological footprint? Does the company consider the risk of climate change? Has the company invested in green technology or practices? Those are the things coming under the environment is concerned. If you ignore the environment, there are a lot of challenges we all face. We can't do business without the environment. Because we are living with the environment, we are in the part of the society, and we get input from the society or from the environment and release the output also to the environment. Therefore, environment is thoroughly and specifically very essential. But the next, that's something new. The poverty is very high everywhere in the world. In Sri Lanka, around 3 million poverty at the moment. We are in the less than $3 per day. Population is more. After this struggling and all, we are facing huge issues. You are lucky. I see that. Because yesterday I just came to your country. First time visit, even though very close by. And done a lot of teaching for Maldives students in my career, everywhere in Sri Lanka, right? But just the first visit, I'm impressed. Social, that's what is it? Poverty elimination, zero hunger, very essential. Are we considering your employees only? Are we giving a good salary to your employees? Are you concerned the diversity, right, in your workforce? And everything coming here, this is exactly new things which are really related to the SDG, right, especially UN, right, Sustainable Development Goals also linked with that part I will talk to you a little later. Governance, that is dangerous, very risky. Corruption, malpractices, we need zero. Why the Sri Lanka is behind today, the reason is totally that. That's very dangerous. We really want to eliminate that one for every aspect. That is also considered the ESG. The ESG is a real good model which we want to apply to the organization, society, university, and everywhere where you work. I think you will get a proper system or proper effective work. The only thing is that this is all non-financial information. There's no systems to get those information to your organization accounting system. Linking to the organization system is little hard. Because it's all databases. Many things, right? That is what the previous speaker mentioned very interestingly, right? AI, artificial intelligence, machine learning. They are all databases, huge databases, experiences of the data, experience of us, experience of the certain decisions. We can run, train, and then we can find the patterns. Through these patterns, you can absorb to your organization for a future decision making. That mechanism we really want to develop. That is the relationship you have between AI and your ESG. We'll see how we are going to do that one. Now, why we want, what is the importance of ESG? There are so many. Stakeholder pressure is the number one. The stakeholders, we have internal and external. Not like in our time, we are not trying to enhance the owner's wealth. We want to do that. Owner's wealth, they are the people who invest the money to the entire organization, but we have to consider the other aspect as well. If you are not consider the environment, if you are not consider social society, especially social aspect, and enhancing the owner's wealth, he can't survive. Therefore, you have to balance these three together. The investors are more pressure for the organization rather than the 10 years back. And just the annual report is not enough today. Nobody look at the financial, we are accountants, we spend more time and prepare the financial statement, income statement, balance sheet and all, equity statement, cash flow. Who will look at that? Even accountants also look at that after that? I don't know. You spend more time and prepare after that. I'm just asking, I think, from you. But the general public, interested people, those are general specific statements, very rarely go through it. But ESG is everybody look at. Even the investors, they look at the ESG. Even though the future potential employees, they look at it. Customers also look at it. They always go with that. That kind of a presentation, formatting in near future, you all have to prepare. I have some fear about that. As a senior professor, I have a little fear. Who is going to prepare this kind of ESG kind of statement in future? We or somebody else? You remember, go back to 20 years back. The IT is a part of accounting. Who has taken that one? Management accounting is all customer relationship analysis and all. Now it's doing business analytics, not accountants. Right? Now something changing. The accounting profession really want to change. I think your organization and other all staff organizations together, I have to think about. That's very essential. Things to get this statement also in future for the annual report. Then the reporting practices or reporting definitions, because the ESG we want to report. That's essential. There are certain things we want to do ESG reporting, ESG framework, ESG standards, right? Then ESG compliance and ESG rating, and then coming to the ESG matrices. Now these things, I think accountants like you should want to familiar with that. Now we'll see one by one. ESG reporting. First, I think you know that the environmental aspect in your organization or in your institute, are you think about the energy efficiency, deforestation, biodiversity, greenhouse gas, climate change, pollutions? These are very essential today. Are you reporting? Do we have a data about that? That's the issue. For accounting information system is pretty clear. All accounting information from events, transaction automatically come up with end up with the financial statement. But do you have a system to collect this information and evaluate from your organization point of view, report it to the right properly and truly transparent manner to your organization? That's the things we have to think about that. Because I am ending my lecture, I'll tell you that you have to do it. Now we'll see, these things are very essential because these are beyond you also. You don't have a databases about that. You don't have this kind of a database outside of your organization accounting system. But it's connected with the other organizations. But you need a link, you want a relationship. The previous speaker said, AI necessary, artificial intelligence necessary to link with that can find out the patterns and how those patterns are important to you. Then social aspect. That's another very important thing. Diversity. Previous speaker mentioned very clearly, I'm coding. So that's very essential. Your findings is a case study to me. Diversity in your organization. Equity. Social relationship about the employees. Labor standards, ethical standards, wage benefits, salaries, human rights. Are you considering these things in your annual reports? Do you have such information? the proper and transparent manner to present in your organization. That's social aspect. I said zero hunger, poverty elimination, everything is very essential because they are the future customers. Some people argue with us in research, in literature, we already consume the environment, consume the society. What is the leftover? We are going to give the leftover to the future generation. Your son and daughters, they are the people, future managers. That's a question mark. Are we considering these things right now? We can hand over the things to the future generation in a much better way. That's organization task. You see in governance aspect. Governance aspect, you can see sustainability, right? And then the what that's called kind of the bribery and corruption, malpractices, right? Political contribution, lobbying. These things also, especially developing countries, is numbering wise also going very high. We should go on to record it. We have to. Can we do in the local scenario? What the law we have to do that one? And what are the mechanism we have to do that? Those are the kind of governance issues also, even if you are not declared or disclosed, because in ESG we have a two part, operational aspect and the disclosure part. Disclosure part is very essential to investors are concerned, to attract the investors to your organization, your country, your institutes. That is very essential. And operational part is the real wealth management mechanism. Those two you have to balance. Disclosure as well as the operational part. Then understanding the sustainability reporting cycle is very essential. A lot of standards are there right now. IFR, S1, S2. There are a lot of standards in Europe. It's a massive. When you go to Europe, you can find out so much of the standards because they concern highly all these environmental things. But we are little less. But anyway, now it's a trending. Now it became a mandatory. Now we have to do such a thing. And who is accountable and responsible? That's the issue I said very beginning to you. Do you going to appoint a sustainable accountant, sustainable manager, or sustainable IT manager? I don't know. Right? If you're going to appoint a sustainable accountant in your company as a new position, that person can collect the information, responsibility is there, and disclosing, operating, and you can connect with the budgeting and all kind of things you have to think about that. That may be the kind of a strategy we have to do. The process of identifying material sustainability related information for reporting purpose, that is a disclosure part. Because sustainability also very important. Collecting information also very, so materiality also very important. And those things are really essential for understanding the sustainability reporting cycle. Determine, collecting, reporting the data, then consideration and the verification, that means the auditing part. Then finally, it's connected to technology, connected always because it's a less cost and always go with the vital enablers. Then we'll see what is reporting advantages, ESG reporting advantages. You know that SDGs, everybody know that, but still it's new. Even though it's old, don't think. It's still new. Because why it's still new? The achievement level is very low. Still the poverty is there. Still the hunger is there. Right? When you look at this chart, certain things are not yet achieved, we are about to achieve. I think I could understand 100% your minister's lecture, but what he used English words several places, I understand he's trying to capture the SDGs. I don't know, but I got a little feeling about that, right? Certain, what do you call that? Intuition. I had some intuition with your language and my language, some intuition, 100% not sure, right? But I really feel that there are so many advantages you have to think about the reporting advantages. Improved reputation. When you apply ESG concepts, and a lot of people, not in our countries, like in Europeans, they always look at that part. I remember one example. Have you heard about the crowdfunding? Crowdfunding is very popular in Europe, right? there is a website called Kickstarter. So suppose if you have a good idea, very good idea, you just submit it to Kickstarter, that's a website, they will fund it for you, they will find the capital for you, right? You don't want to worry about that. Within 2-3 minutes, I think you can get the dollars, but I don't know, it's come under the foreign exchange regulation, restrictions and all, you have to think about that. There is a mechanism to do. But in Sri Lanka, not accepted, right? Crowdfunding under the Kickstarter website. I don't know the Maldives, you have to double check with the Kickstarter website. Now, they always asking the projects, not like a so-called project, which is related to the environment, which is related to the environment, which is related to the AI, which is related to the governance part, which is related to your product, your process also you have to do like that. Just example, suppose that there is a company, you produce water bottle, plastic water bottle. That's not sustainable. That's the issue. The company is running years and years without come up with the innovation. That is the issue. The innovation comes with ESG. Innovation doesn't arise without ESG. Right? Say the so-called organization who produced the water bottle, plastic water bottle for 5, 6, 7 years without go to the innovation mechanism, innovation product which is highly environmental friendly. You have to produce the product environmental friendly, otherwise that is not an environmentally protecting. When you are going to damage the environment, everybody in a risk. That is called risk aspect of even your company. Think about the risk part. It's not a financial risk which accountants are evaluating. Now it's a risk, environmental risk. Our products are friendly, environment friendly or not. Right now you can see it's environment friendly, but another 10 years of time, another 15 years of time, is that environmental friendly? Now how you are going to convert our entire mechanism to the environmental friendly? Those things are the risk aspect of the ESG. Risk also we can assess when you look at the ESG. And investors, I said, investors are very, especially in the European investors, they really look at the environmental aspect. Otherwise they don't invest. And competitive advantage, that means you want to do something different than the other people. Ladies can do very well. Just kidding with the ladies, right? They are always different from one lady to another lady. That's a competitive advantage, right? The competitive advantage means do something better than the other computer can do, right? Then can you do that, right? Are you in the company always think of the competitor or something different than the computer or below than the computer? That's depend on the survival. Improved performance. These things are going to do when you apply the ESG. The researchers say there is a high, strong relationship between ESG adaptation, ESG application with organization ROI, organization performance. It's a research by Prof, right? It's quantitative research is done by the various places, various research institutes. They say once you adapting ESG properly, you get reputation, you get goodwill, then the investors are looking for you, and your performance is also quite higher than the other companies who are not applying ESG. That is called resilience and sustainability and capacity building, also very important. ESG connected with all these 17 goals. All the 17 goals are connected with ESG. Don't worry, to apply SDGs one by one, you can apply ESG. When you apply ESG, you can cover all these sustainable development goals which is introduced by the UN. Then the ESG reporting challenges, you are asked these challenges much. Right now, we have to use the standard S1, S2, that is kind of a mandatory situation is there, but in certain countries still not mandatory, still even US also volunteer, right? And then the greenwashing, we always think about that is another issue. I will talk about that matter a little later. Uniform standard, because in accounting uniform system we have a very proper system from beginning to end, but here you can't find out such a system. We have developed the system because databases are not with us. Then expensive, Regulations, consultancy challenging also you have, and complex requiring specialized experiences also, expertise also you need. Then we'll go to the ESG and competitive advantage, which is the very important one. When you apply the ESG, you can get competitive advantage than the competitors, especially reduce the risk, mitigate the risk to the enterprise, you know. But what damages we do to the environment? Is there any social aspects are we going to touch or not? Or what is the corporate governance issues we have? If you think about all these three, then you can develop you can understand your risk level, where you are. Right? Still we are using plastic water bottle or something more in plastic related, environmental damage related products are we using, then the risk is, future risk also very high. We have to think about some innovative things and mitigate the risk. Then increase opportunities and growth, especially when you apply, that is also coming under the very essential part. Then organizational resilience also there, right? And workforce productivity highly increasing, right? When you are going to the ESG, because social. This is another one in ESG. Employees of the organization, you take care in them. You are paying a good salary rather than getting more and nothing paid, right? Those things are concerns, highly motivated. That's what I said. Next to the balance scorecard, one of the best methods, which is really essential to the organization development and reputation of the stakeholders' trust, very essential nowadays. That is what everywhere we are losing. Now in our country, stakeholders, community trust is losing every time, every minute, right? Now that's the thing. We want to build it. Building that kind of a reputation, very essential. Then this is what ACCA providing a framework. ACCA Global.com website, I have taken this one. They have said that kind of a uniform pattern they try to develop. When you want to apply the ESG, starting with allocating responsibility for sustainable reporting for some person in your organization, establishing the corporate landscape, and determine the material, sustainability related information to be reported from all the divisional sections and all, determine the data requirements, collecting the data and reporting the data. This is such a framework developed by ACCA to application of the ESG to your organization. This is called ESG reporting implementation steps, very essential. First, we starting with strategy. Then we have about the metrics. Metrics is the every aspects what we are going to record it and how to measure it, and data, then engagement and the integrations and all connected with this ESG formula. Now, how can the organization do better to address these concerns? These issues. Because we know, sometimes you can say, we do ESG, we have environmental things, we do society things. But are we doing properly those things? Are we connected to the organizational development? Those things are connected to strategy? That's the issue. That's the question I had from the previous CEO from your telecommunication industry. He has explained everything. Are you have strategies to improve this one? That strategies are making a profit to you. Those things are highly you have to concern. If that's so, that's a perfect model. That's we have to do that because strategies are very important to get the competitive advantage. Whatever work you do, you have to think about your survival, your profit, your return on investment, but comparing and doing all these other things also in the balancing manner. These are the common ESG methods. Now you can see that if you want to report, if you want to report, if you disclose, you have to think about what are the things coming under governance aspect, what are things coming under social aspect. If these are losing in your organization, how you are going to manage that one, anti-bribery and anti-corruption, business ethics, corporate resilience. Now how you are going to manage such things, and community relations, diversity, equity and inclusion. Diversity, equity is very essential. Employee health and safety, any programs are going to there. Human capital development, labor management in the other side,
I don't want to explain more in environment, because every companies, they try to do something environmental part, but the social and governance somehow missing. That's what my research findings little bit view. Now, this is what ESG concerns are generally twofold. What are the companies doing to ensure their own practice have a positive impact on society and the environment? We have to rethink about that. What are they doing to manage business and financial risk related to those matters? These things are really, really essential to understand when you want to apply to ESG. What we really need, we all in world, right? Sustainability very important. Without damaging, we have to do business. Without damaging to the environment, and considering the employees and society, and maintain the good governance principle. That's what the worlds are expecting from us. Are we doing a business like that? That we have to think about that. For that time, we have to balance use of natural resources. If you finish the natural resources entirely right now, future generation will kill us, but unfortunately we are not away in that time to kill it. Right? They have to face their own issues. That is very dangerous. And taking climate change and caring for the environment, building the fair society is essential, driving better corporate governance, excluding the corruption, and ESG investing can assist with all of these factors. That's the importance of the ESG. Now, ESG investing also very essential. There are many people, especially Europe, even your country, and some other organizations, other places, also look at that. Suppose you have a business, you say that you are protecting the ESG, you have certain activities to do the ESG, definitely environmental, social, governance part, they look at. That is what the new investors, new stakeholders, not like you and me. And we look at the financial statement, we look at the profit before tax, after tax, we look at the assets growth rate. What are the things? We look at all financial nature, but the future generation, maybe your son and daughter, they never look at the financial statement, because the ChatGPT can generate within that second. They know that. Because they are using ChatGPT. They do all the assignment with the ChatGPT. Then they don't want to know this proper mechanism of that. Because as a professor in my university, long time back, when I giving assignment, I said 3 weeks enough to submit the assignment. We also have a few students, right? Maldives students studied under me. They ask me always 3 or 4. They ask, no, 3 is not enough. Professor, give me 4 or 5. But nowadays students are 3 weeks, not much. It's too much. Give me 1 week. They ask in 1 week now for the submission of the assignment, not a 3 weeks. Look, the way they think, right? Our time we want to extend the period, the submission period now, they don't want to extend it because ChatGPT giving a within 2-3 minutes entire answer. Now huge issues are there. Then in future generation, our so-called accounting system, it's compulsory, that is true, but in addition to that, when you provide the ESG information, you can attract them, they protect the environment, they look at these things because their curriculum is going to be changed now everywhere, and they always emphasize in these things. If you want to change the future generation, these things are very, very essential. This is called IFRS S1. That is have two aspects of that: general requirement for a disclosure of sustainability related financial information. That's all. That's compulsory part of the way to application. Then this is S2 IFRS. I think the President mentioned in his statement, and climate related disclosure practices. That is what we are practicing right now. And ACCA, they have sponsored me. I have to tell something about them, otherwise they kill me, right? Right. ACCA contribution to sustainability is very high. They have included many aspects of the ESG parts in their curriculum, especially when you go to their curriculum compared to the other accounting professions. I think you also have such a thing, but I have to emphasize this one more. You can understand my situation, right? This is under ACCA qualification syllabus. I have to say the truth, right? These things are exactly there in their syllabus. Details also there, examination part also they are considering. When you study the ACC, the ESG and all kind of things you can absorb and you can practice, you can do it very well. Now, this is SDG, right? You know the Sustainable Development Goals introduced by the UN. There are 17 goals tackling the major world issues, even North country issues also connected with that, you know that. Right, 193 UN member states to be achieved by 2013, under 5 years more. These goals include the zero hunger, decent work, economic growth, and reduce inactivities. Those are huge issues. Whole world, especially the Asia world, I think these are still issues, but Europeans are get closer to that. Now, when you go to the SDG, right, this is what I want to tell you. The SEC is really touching these SDGs. Few SDGs in their syllabus. Really and very specifically they touch, that is one of the advantage they do. PO3, strategy, innovation and sustainability value creations, and essential PO for achieving the SEC qualification. They are covering all these 9 slides or 9 standards which are introduced by the SDG goals. Then come back to these, you can see these are some policy making we have to do in future. That's very, very essential. And that's my presentation. I already, Ms. Fatima said that you had a, a video clip. That is too much, that video clip. Please eliminate. Then I eliminate the video clip as well. Because she is the boss, I have to respect to her. Thank you for listening with me. If you have any question, please raise. And thank you very much.